This is the second video of the series of basic grammar lessons. If you want to watch the previous video, here at the top of the screen, also in the video description. Again, if you find this lesson helpful, you are welcome to like and subscribe. Let's start now. Well, whenever we have to talk about negative sentences or questions in English, we need to talk about the verb to do. Here, do, does, don't, doesn't are different forms of the verb to do, and it is called an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary because it helps other verbs. Now let's see a couple of sentences here that I have prepared for you. Do you like Instagram? Do you like Instagram? This one is clearly a question. Yes, I do. I like Instagram actually. I don't like TikTok. I don't like TikTok. I don't know how to use it. Alright, as we can see here, this is a question and we're using do. However, in the second, I'm meaning don't like, alright, which is the opposite of like. And this one is a negative sentence. Now, let's see what else we have here. As we saw in the previous slide, in order for us to make a sentence negative, we have to use do not or don't. We use the not with the following pronouns. When I have I, you, we, they. So I, you, we, they, we use do not or don't. For does not is quite simple. We use it with he, she, it, or a singular noun. Let's see a couple of examples. I don't live in Europe. Don't. Don't. Laura doesn't live in France. Laura doesn't live in France. Doesn't. Doesn't. So in this case here, for do, we can also have do not. And for doesn't, we can also have does not, which is actually the formal way. Let's continue. Now let's talk about questions. Questions are also called interrogative sentences or interrogative forms. Here, do you live in Latin America? Do you live in Latin America? That's the question. Does Laura live in Europe? Does Laura live in Europe? So as you can see, this is clearly explained in this graphic here. Do, I, you, we, they. However, we use does with he, she, and it, or a singular noun. Another common way we use to ask questions in English is using the WH questions or WH words. Those words are actually what, when, where, why, who, how. How actually does not start with WH, but it's also considered one of those words. So the way we ask questions with is we use the WH word plus do or does it will depend on the subject. If I have I, you, he, it will be do. And if I have a third person, then it will be does. Let's see a few examples. Where do you live? Where do you live? So as you can see here, I have the WH word, where, do, the subject, and then the verb. Where do you live? What do you want? What do you want? When do you study English? When? How many students do you have? How many students do you have? Well, since this lesson is interactive, it's now your turn to practice. Uh, we have here Jenna. She is a student, and we have here part of her daily routine. All right? Wake up at 7, classes from 5 to 9, etc. I am going to give you 1 minute for you to write one question and a negative sentence about Jenna. 1 minute to write one question and a negative sentence. Write down below. All right. Okay, time is up. If you need more time to write your sentences, please pause the video and continue practicing. All right, I hope you find this lesson useful. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.